Hey guys, we're going to focus on polynomials today. We started some of it today, but I know there was some confusion, so please listen to the entirety of this so that we can all be on the same page. Okay, I'm going to go in order of your homework sections, I hope, so that you will know how to do each section of this. I know it's a lot of steps and a lot of little rules, but I was trying to rush today, so we're going to slow it down. Okay, so you may have to find the degree of a monomial. Remember, a monomial is either a single coefficient, a single variable, or you could have something that looks like 3x squared y. It's one big multiplication problem. Notice you don't see any addition signs. Okay, all right, so when we're finding the degree of a monomial, this is when we have one term, we add the exponents on the variables. Okay, so like 5x, there's not one there, but notice there's always a 1 there. So my degree here is 1. Okay, 4 doesn't have 1, so it would be like x to the 0. So my degree there is 0. It has to be on the variables. Okay, so here, just don't look at your coefficients. Then you got 3 and 4, so you add them together, giving you 7. So when it's a monomial, which means one big multiplication problem, you add the exponents on the variables. Okay? All right, let's go a little harder. Okay? You may have to add or subtract monomials. Okay? This is just combining like terms like we have been. But you want to make sure that you have the same variable lineup. Now, what do you mean by that? Okay, that means if I have 7x and I have 9x, I can combine them because the x is the same. Okay, if I added 3x squared, I could not add that because it is not the same variable. X and x squared are very different. So we could combine these two. This would stay by itself. Okay, so with a monomial, let's work this first example. Okay, notice my variables are the same. Okay, so all I have to do is add the coefficients. Which are the numbers. Okay, at the big numbers at the front. So we do 3 plus 5 is 8. And then, so add the coefficients and then bring down your variables. Okay, so then I have 8x squared. Okay, and then you're done. Okay, so in this example, we have to look, is my lineup the same? X squared y to the fourth. X squared y to the fourth. Yes. So all I have to do is 2 minus 7, giving me negative 5, and then bring down the other part. Okay, and we are done. There are some examples for you to work on that as well. Okay, all right, so remember, if it asks you to put it in standard form, that means from the largest degree to the smallest degree. Okay, so that is like if you have 3x plus 2x squared plus 4x to the fourth plus x cubed. It wants you to put them in order. So we go the 4x to the fourth first, then we would go to the cube and go on down the line. Okay, and then your number, if there was a number, would be last. Okay, so you're going to put them in standard form. The examples I have here are all in standard form already. Okay, so we're good to go. All right, so it may ask you to find the degree of a polynomial. This is different than monomials. Okay, a polynomial, remember, is usually 3. Some of these don't have 3. Okay, so what is the degree? Well, we've already talked about this. This is like 8x to the 0. Okay, so what is my degree? It's 0. Okay, what is my name using a degree? This happens to be a constant because it's just a number. It's a constant. Okay, when it asks you the number of terms, how many terms do we have? We only have 1. Okay, so what kind of polynomial is that? It has 1 so it is a monomial. Mono means one. Okay, you're going to have to use this later. Okay, so then we have to look at our next one. We have 5x plus 9. The degree, remember, when you have more than one, you have to look which one is which exponent is the largest. And that is your degree. Equals the degree. Okay? Remember, this doesn't have one. This is 1. So your degree happens to be 1 with this. Okay? If I were to graph this, what would it be? It would be a linear line. Okay? So that's what we have there. Okay? Then we have to name the number of terms. This is considered 1 term. This is considered a 2 term. Okay? So if we have 2 terms, we know that that is a binomial. Bi means 2. Binomial. Okay? Alright, so let's start backwards on this one. We have 1, 2, 3 terms. Okay, so that would be 3 being trinomial. I would expect you to put this chart in your notes, please. Okay, so the degree, which one is the biggest? Happens to be a 2. Okay, so what is the name used in this degree? If you have anything squared and that's the largest one, then it is quadratic, which was our next unit. We'll get into that more than you ever wanted to. Okay, so quadratic is anything that's the highest one is squared. Okay, all right, so if we go to the next one, our highest one is cubed, so the degree is 3. Okay, we've already looked at those. That is a cubical. How many terms do I have? I go back to a 1, so that is only a monomial again. Okay, all right, the degree, the highest one is 4. Okay, and this is just called the 4th degree. Okay, how many terms do I have? 1, 2, 3. So again, it is a trinomial. Okay, this one, highest number is 2. Remember, 2 means quadratic. And this will help you when you are, if I were to graph this, you would know what it should look like. Okay, how many terms? I have 2, so that is a binomial. Remember, a polynomial is anything that has more than 3. Sometimes it can have less than 3. Okay, so it may ask you to say what kind this is. So if it asks you, like, let's look at this one. Okay, if we were to have to classify it, it would be a quadratic trinomial. Okay, so you just look at the degree, so the largest degree, and then you look at how many terms it has to classify them. Okay, so if we had the example, let's go 3x squared plus 4x plus 6. We look at our degree. Okay, the highest one is 2. 2 means it is a quadratic, but you're not done yet. Okay, you have to look at how many terms you have. We have 1, 2, 3, so it is a trinomial. That is just classifying it. That's not too important, but you do have some questions on that, so just so you know how to do it. Okay, all right, moving on to how do I add and subtract polynomials. Okay, you can go horizontally if you would like, or you can stack it up. Okay, it does not matter. But again, we are going back to combine like terms. Okay, that means that your like terms, remember x squared, x are totally different terms. Okay, so I'm going to use different colors. I need to combine 5x squared, and notice we have plus here, 5x squared plus 9x squared. Remember, all I have to do is add or subtract the numbers, okay, and then bring down my variables. Okay, so 5 plus 9 should give me 14. Then bring down that. Okay, so use a different color. All right, so we have negative 3. Oh, it didn't change. Sorry. negative 3x plus x. Negative 3x plus x should give you negative 2x. Okay, let's change colors again. Then we're left with 7 plus negative 4, which should leave me with plus 3. Okay, and you're done. That's as far as we can go right now. Okay, if I wanted to stack that up, I can. I can go 5x squared minus 3x plus 7. You will want to have this in standard form, so you have your x squareds above each other, your x's, and then your numbers. Okay, and then all you have to do is 5 plus 9, 14, x squared, negative 3 plus x. Remember, if there's nothing there, it's a 1. Okay, leaving you with negative 2x plus 3. So same answer. You can do it across, or you can do it vertically. The key here is if this is addition or subtraction, if it's subtraction, make sure you divvy that out. Okay? Alright, so let's start here. We have another example, 2k squared minus, that's important here, 4k squared. I'm going to stack it up because I like it better that way. I'm going to look, are they in standard form? They are. So I'm in good shape. I'm going to subtract. So 2 minus 4. That gives me negative 2. Bring down my variable. Okay, negative k minus 3k. So it's like negative 4k. 3 minus 6 gives me negative 3. And that's as far as you can go. Okay? Alright, you have some of those to do as well. Alright, let's do a couple more tricky ones. Okay? So, first of all, we have to see, are we in standard form? These are not, so you're going to have to do a little bit more work with them. Okay, so we're going to put them in standard form, plus 7x squared. Remember, which is just like 3, 2, 1. Okay? All plus 2x cubed plus 6x squared. Alright, here's the key. Notice, I have a 4x and I have a 10x all on the same side. This is just like you've been doing with equations from the very beginning. Just go ahead and combine those. Those are like terms. We can go ahead and combine those now. Okay? Alright, so then we work. 3 plus 2, 5x cubed. 7 plus 6 plus 13x squared minus 4x plus 14x gives me plus 10x. And I'm done. Okay? Alright, last example. Notice again, we have like terms within each other, so we can go ahead and get rid of those. So combine like terms within your parentheses first if you have to. You should end up with this. Minus, notice we have like terms over here to go ahead and combine. Okay, and then 5x squared minus 11x squared should give me negative 6x squared. 4 minus 7x gives me negative 3x. Okay? Alright, remember you are doing you have 2 pages, 8-1, it's 8-1 on both sides. Sorry it didn't print both front and back, but you are doing the evens. Okay? All of the evens on both sides. Evens on both sides. Okay? Alright, hope this helps, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good evening.